Hello. Welcome. How are you today? Great. Well, go ahead and take a seat. This is the 11:30 appointment. Okay. Alright. And just remind me of your name again. Great, perfect. Well, welcome. It's a pleasure to have you today. So, this is your first round of your interview. So I do have, some questions, some kind of general background questions. And then if you do come for a second interview, it'll be more specific to the job and kind of more technical things. And we would also have you meet the team. Yes. So I am just going to kind of ask you some random questions, and I will be taking notes. If you, don't feel nervous about that, I only write down good things. Okay, but before we get started, would you like some water? You're alright? Alright, well, if you feel thirsty, please let me know. I know that when you talk a lot, you might feel kind of thirsty. So just let me know. And it's such a pleasure to have you here today. So, can you describe a situation when you assisted an individual, recognize that, you recognize that he or she had several choices on how to handle a difficult problem? What was the situation? What did you do? And what was the final outcome? Feel free to take as much time as you need to kind of calm down, think about it. No rush. Well, it sounds like you are kind of a leader and, a team player in that aspect, so I think that's wonderful. So, a participant, let's skip that one. Can you describe a situation where you've encouraged someone to advocate for themselves? Mm-hmm. I think that's wonderful, and I think, that's so important, especially in this field. Thank you for sharing your answers. Okay. So describe the worst misunderstanding you were involved in at your last job. And what was the situation? What did you do? And what happened as a result? Well, it sounds like you handled that pretty well. So if you were to, do that differently, what would you do? Okay, good. I like that you have reflected on that and are able to, kind of think about that. It makes me feel like, you really think about things and you like to adjust things. So it seems like you're very flexible and thoughtful, which is something that we need. Okay, so again, describe a situation in which your attempts to communicate with someone were ineffective. What was the situation? What did you do? And what happened as a result? Okay, well, thank you for being honest with that. That's something that we look for, and we know that no one's perfect, and there's always going to be situations in the workplace where maybe your communication's not coming off as well as you would like it to, so kind of want to know how you problem solve in that situation, which it sounds like you do, so it's great. Okay. Okay, so tell me about the last time you solved a problem where you had to do a lot of hard thinking and analysis. What difficulties did you encounter? How did you overcome them? And what was the result? Just feel free to think about it a little. That's a tougher question. Thank you. It sounds like, you do a lot of deep thinking, problem solving in your current job right now. And so how do you think that would transfer to this position? Okay, so tell me about a time when you had to practice professional confidentiality. What was the situation? What did you do? What was the outcome? So, in our practice, everything needs to be confidential. So just tell me a little bit about that. So everything is confidential currently at your current position? Okay. And, yeah, so you can't even be, sharing this with coworkers either. Great, yes, I think that's a fantastic example. Okay, so how have you kept up on relevant resources and information about a topic of interest to you? So it doesn't have to be, your job, but everyone has different interests and things. So what do you do to kind of keep relevant on those resources? Great. So you're a part of, a book club. That's excellent. And what book are you reading? Excellent. So what else besides your experience and education qualifies you for this job? And how would you say that, helps you with this job? Okay. Excellent. Okay, so can you tell me a little bit about, what do you do for self-improvement? So tell me about the best class that you've ever taken. Okay, and what was the class called? Why was it a good class? I felt like you related to it a lot and it kind of helped with your self-improvement. Those are my favorite too. So what's the next thing that you want to learn how to do or how to do better? Great, that's excellent. And I think that's something that can really travel far in this industry too. And in any position, I think that can help you. And so what's your plan for accomplishing that? Yes, we do offer, professional development classes and things like that. We do a lot of training here. We have a lot of outsiders come in, and help with things like that. So I think this is a good place to really grow and keep refining and learning about this industry. Yes. Okay, so this might be a throwback, it might not, but describe the first job you ever had. Okay. So what would you do to adapt that job so it could be performed by someone, who is new to that job? So tell me about the mission of the company that you're working for right now. Okay. So do you agree or disagree with that mission? Okay. So can you describe a situation where you played a role in making a change within your, current place of employment? Can you describe a situation in which you had a conflict with a coworker? Okay. And what was the issue? And what did you do about that? Okay. And what was the outcome of the conflict? Thank you. A few more questions, and you are doing fantastic. So, what was the best experience you ever had as a member of a team? Thank you. Okay. So, what was your role in that team? Okay. And what do you feel like made that such a good experience for you? Thank you. So, tell me about the time you found, yourself trying to do too many things at the same time. Time management. Okay. That's very smart. And, that's something that is needed in this job. Things can get thrown at you all the time, and it's very important to, have management time and even building in time for those things that kind of are unexpected to come. Okay. So, I've got 2 more questions, which are doing fantastic. So, what's, 1 or 2 words that your previous supervisors might use to describe you? Right. Okay, and then the last question. Describe your ideal job. Okay, so what's kind of the amount of supervision that you prefer? Okay, and what kind of relationships with your coworkers do you enjoy? Okay, job tasks. And then how do you feel about, freedom to work and make decisions? Do you like more structure? Do you like to make your own decisions? Okay. We do have several others that we're interviewing today. But if you do make it to the second round, we'll be discussing a little bit more detail on the job. And you'll also meet the team that you could potentially be working with. So I enjoyed meeting you today. And I'll be in touch.